probably 3.5 years ago, we were getting a lot of hate. You know, a lot of people didn't like what we were doing. They didn't like the videos. They didn't, you know, I didn't understand it. And I was just trying to get some other people excited about being out there and fishing. And I called one of my buddies that night, and I'm like, dude, I'm just over it. I think I'm gonna kick it, do something different. And I think if I focus my energy somewhere else, I can make a lot more money, you know? And fishing for me was never about the money. It was just about being excited and loving fishing and wanting to pass that on to other people, right? And I hang up the phone, and my phone goes ding, and I get this message. And I pull it up, and it's from this guy in Afghanistan. He basically tells me that, like, him and all of his buddies over there and overseas, the only reason they make it through every day of their life is by watching Addicted and watching Fishing Addicts and staying engaged in fishing and being excited to come home and go fishing. And if it wasn't for us, you know, he didn't think he would make it through being over there.
Yes. Oh, he's running upriver.
It freaking hit me hard. It was like, man, this is exactly why I do this, is guys like this and kids and people. And it's like, you know what, who cares what anyone else thinks? Like, we're doing something good, and I know I'm doing something good, and all that matters is that I know that.
You know, I started off, I mean, years ago, I was the guy that one day on the bank where everybody limited out and I didn't hook anything, you know, and like from that day forth, it was a constant climb to just want to be better.
Got him, it's big. Oh, right there.
And what the real relatable thing is with all the addicts is that they're all so excited about what they do. You know, they all have a passion, and that's where Addicted kind of comes into play. I think we all communally feel that way, is like leaving something behind as far as fish. We're in 10 years when we're old farts and we're not, you know, launching off the sides of the roads and crazy stuff like that, where we can watch the younger generation just like us just busting ass to get out there because it's worth it. We're going on an adventure today. We're gonna go check out some stuff that you don't get to.
I felt like we were like the punk kids, you know? It was like, oh, these little kids, you know, they're making all these cool videos, they're catching a lot of steelhead, but they're just punk kids, you know? And then when we brought Cam on board, it was like, oh man, now they got like one of the best guides in the industry that's supporting them and behind them. And from there, it was just like,
maybe a little more. Go a little further in there, Jordan, but I do want you to get against that bedrock because they will hold up in there.
So about 5 years ago when I met Marlon and I joined Addicted Fishing, you know, I knew he had something special. He started it back in 2009, and I've kind of seen this little community grow.
Every seminar I do, I'll do these seminars, I'll have 200, 300 people, and the first thing I say at the start of them is, you know, one day I'm gonna call on all you addicts, fellow addicts, to do something for us or for the fish.
To have a community of anglers that's gonna be, you know, 50, 100, 200,000 strong that are gonna actually start doing stuff for our salmon out here. Those anglers are the ones that we're like out there trying to tell our stories, trying to share our stories with.
You put yourself out in the rainstorms and you're getting soaked all day long, and it's funny because you'd think about if you were sitting at home and you walked from the front door to the car and it was raining like that, you'd be in the biggest hurry, you'd run, you'd come back in shaking your head like, God, it sucks out there, but we're willing to stand in it all day for a bobber down.
There he is, fish. Fish.
It's a big fish, yeah. I'm trying. It's kind of slick. Oh, go, do it.
Oh, the giant carp. Dude, on the new jig head. I couldn't believe it, he just drained it.
Oh, he's on the rock. Oh, he's on the rocks.
what a pretty fish.
So here we got a super nice buck, big fish, kind of in the upper river. Got him on the new Mustad hook worm head that we've been developing.
And look at, it did the same thing my fish did. The worm didn't get tore down at all.
Dude, and it was a long fight.
The worm looks like you can just fish it again, dude. What an awesome fish, dude.
Here we go. Ready, buddy?
Oh, yeah, man. Out of here.
Kind of a crazy story, but my dad got sick with cancer a few years back, and you know, right before he passed, that was he always told me I was doing sales and I had a great job, and I was doing fishing part-time, and you know, right before my dad passed, he's like, you know, go do what follow your dream. This is what you're meant to do. And so that was kind of my leap in faith, and I just said, you know, I'm gonna do it, and walked into work and handed him the slip, and I kind of just started on my own little path. Tough stuff, you know, but that's the truth. I mean, that's what got me here. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've just looked up and said, come on, Dad, give me a bite. You know, it's like, I feel like he's with me all the time.
Fish! Got him.
There she is.
That's what I live for.
Ready? Good? Kick away, sweet boy. Woohoo! Yeah, brother. Yeah. Woo. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Baby. Last light.
You know, in 20 years, when all this stuff, when we're sitting around on rockers laughing about all this stuff we used to be doing in the garage back in the day, I'd like to know that I gave something back. A lot of the goal with this is to spread knowledge through the fishing community to make fishing better.
I mean, my whole goal from day one was to get people excited about fishing and to want to get out fishing.
Getting to see other people experience what I get to experience every day is kind of my driving force.
I want Addicted to be known as the people that restored the excitement and fun in fishing.